What now? Truth is...
Now what am I to do?
Yo! Hey. Thanks. Hey. No? No way.
Hang on. You having a laugh?
What now?
No. Why? Vinka! Stop! Ugh! Damn it! No. But... I've got to decide my path now.
Allow me to introduce myself once again. My name is Dataran. I'd like to thank you for your assistance.
What assistance?
Right then, where shall I begin? The execution was proposed by Alonso himself. He agreed to bear the weight of my crimes and die with them. That is, under one condition. He had me declare my support for your candidacy by naming you as the key figure who put an end to the people's suffering. And in doing so, Alonso would accomplish his goal, to bring you great renown.
Why would he go through with that?
Perhaps it was meant to be a form of atonement. By giving you recognition and building your reputation, he could pave you a path to the crown. He truly believed that you could change the world. Alonso entrusted me with this letter. Or, rather, with his last words.
I wager you must be furious with me. I'm sorry I didn't let you in on the plan. I knew you would be against it. Believe it or not, I considered myself a just person. My cons were always in the service of a greater good. I convinced myself that it was all for my hometown, for my mother. But that pretense crumbled away, along with her life. I realized everything I'd done was out of my own selfish desires. Such a man ought to die. So, I found a way to make a worthy end of it. Come to think of it, death, too, is perhaps its own selfish escape. When you stopped me, I could finally confront that about myself. The truth of the matter is, I like lying. I like tricking people. Perhaps I never needed to be a good person. On the day of my execution, you'll be lauded as a hero, and everyone in attendance will be none the wiser about my deception. Yes, before long, you'll ascend to the throne, and the world will become a slightly better place. All thanks to my lies. I've done far too much wrong in my life. But in my final moments, I will become the kind of person I've always aspired to be. I owe it all to you. Even though I know this wasn't the conclusion you wished for, you have my gratitude.
The devious schemer, Alonso. Keeper and heritor, your tempered bond has become by the grace of his...
Remember your promise. Become the king.
Are you all right?
No. I'm distressed.
I'm sure you must be. But Alonso believed you could bring about a better future. You there! Bring him what we've discussed. This is Alonso's fortune. Though half of it was pinched from my coffers. Still, the fact that he managed to steal all this is quite impressive.
What are you planning to do with it?
Rest assured, I won't be taking it with me. Not after all that's happened. Alonso intended to give this money to his village, but he was terribly distraught when they wouldn't accept it. However, if you, the hero, were to give them the money, that'd be a different matter. Might you donate his fortune in your name?
All right. I'll do.
Thank you. I'll make arrangements for a coachman to transport this to the village. And come speak with me once you've arrived.
This one's important.
You... Somehow... However... May I speak? It'll be all right.
Can't lose.
Yeah.
Yeah! Right. Besides... reminds me. Okay then.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
It's finally here.
At last, only a day remains.
Whatever Luis throws at us.
Between him and the Criers, he's certainly made a production of this.
Nah, he just loves a battle that'll make history.
Indeed. The man's in first place right now. Not much he stands to gain from subterfuge. But I'll admit, I have...
What? Losing you? Me? I'm ready to lay the bastard out. I owe him at least one solid whack in the
You can start with one for Del. Give him 100 for yourself. If he becomes king, the kingdom is finished. Maybe even destroyed from the sounds of it.
Rella said as much too. About the country being... Though I can't for the life of me think why Luis would want that. I thought he'd made his name as this...
At the very least, we know that Luis will not wield the king's magic to save this land.
We have our own future we're dreaming of. For Maria and Fabienne. For Gria's...
You would pursue peril.
Great. The stage is set for the decisive battle to take place in Grand Trad. And so the Gauntlet Runner takes to the sky. He does not return within the hush of teleportation magic as a mere wanderer. But with the fanfare required, he is a boy no more. He's whether or not his...
He's here! Wow! It's really him!
Welcome back!
Your Highness!
It's His Royal Highness the Prince. We've been waiting for you. Go and teach that damn Luis a lesson.
Finally! This is better than any of the fables. I'm putting all my money on Luis to win.
Sounds like they're more excited about the spectacle than about the prince being alive.
But by the faces in the sky and upon the rock, we are squarely set in second place. Even with the gap between us and Luis, the prince has faithful support.
Though 'tis not truly His Highness's face wrought in stone, but our captain's. After all this
Luis spares nothing for an older woman like me. Saint Rella.
He's the boy with a saint's blessing. He's got to be genuine. If the Sanctus Church's power is waning.
Even after her confession, they still keep her words close. As it seems strange to say, but we owe her a great deal. We can't let them down.
But looking around the city, some of the fervor seems beyond reason.
Your Highness, you can't stop at Luis. You've got to kill all the idiots who believe in him. They're not right in the head.
That right? You're the ones who aren't right in the head. It's because of stiff old cowards like you that this country's...
Then why hasn't Luis shown up yet, eh? Sounds like he's your...
True enough. If he doesn't even...
Probably going for another big grandstanding...
Don't care what he's planning.
Save your fury for the...
Over there! His Royal Highness the...
Whoa, and Lady Juna as well!
I say, nothing wrong with an adoring public, but this is getting more claustrophobic than the engine room.
Let's head to the hushed honeybee inn for now.
All the customers say they're on your side.
I was surprised at how popular you are.
Thanks for helping, Marie.
I never thought Luis would be the one throwing down the gauntlet to you. If you'd better get some rest tonight.
I wish we could stay up and talk more.
It's finally...
We've got to win this.
Victory is in our grasp. We once thought it impossible to save His Highness the...
But without the king's wards, we'll be fighting on even ground. He won't...
The king's magic lived up to the legends.
Not the kind of power any of us want in Luis.
But will this fight truly settle everything? Why, even after this battle, the crown's fate isn't set. We saw how the people's hearts have been whipped.
Whatever they make of it, we've come this far. All we can do now is finish our fight and strike to kill. Any less.
Indeed. Let us now devote ourselves to victory, and then worry of what comes after.
Now you've awoken your archetype. Forged friendships. And taken so many burdens.
This is just the beginning.
True enough. We haven't but it takes me back. If the prince... I mean, you and he were best friends. Best friends. Oh, sorry. I felt like I'd misspoke for a second or something. Don't mind me. Anyway, we'll make sure this is the end for Luis. Gotta report our victory to His Highness personally. It's like I'm seeing the prince smile again.
Right. Let's get some rest.
It's been a while.
So? Good night.
At long last, my lord, our investigations have borne fruit. Those loyalists who disappeared with the prince led us right to him. We found traces of their coming and going.
Where was he hiding?
Far to the west of the royal capital, deep within a forest said to bewitch those who should wander in. An old village, that said, against all odds.
The lost village of the Elder. Last trampled by Fortin's troops, sent to burn it to the ground.
You knew then?
I see now. To hide in a place publicly declared as destroyed. Quite a gamble. The prince was born there, you know. An illegitimate son, after the past king's heart was drawn to a woman of the village in his youthful years of debauchery.
What? Then the prince really does bear elder blood.
Fortin did not raise the village for any defiance of his scriptures. He thought only to eliminate an inconvenient heir. A threat to his power, the prince's survival, his complete disappearance. This was the missing piece. Zorba, go and snuff them out for good.
Sir, consider them annihilated. I've been hoping...
Now, the battle... If you call yourself the prince, then I will give you a prince's end.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Good morning. Did you sleep well? Ready to face the day?
Yes, of course.
No hesitation at all.
But you have to come back.
I confess my mind strays back to the royal funeral. Yet we are more than we ever were.
Let's get out there.
Never thought we'd find ourselves back at the Grand Cathedral for the fight.
Let's head there.
Can we talk.
Just sublime.
What's this?
All right, then. All right, then.
Well, stranger things happened.
Lower. If I...
Well, whoever's king next, hopefully he's strong. Now then, if you say you'll...
Who'll take the crown now?
All right, then.
Say there.
Ready?
Well, bit of a tricky situation. Can't exactly say I'm the tournament's official crier anymore, things being what they are. I mean, Sanctifex Forden and St. Rella are gone. Bluntly speaking, there is no tournament anymore. But like hell, if that's gonna stop me, as a lone citizen watching over the future of our country, you can look to me for the latest news on this upcoming fight.
Woo! Live free, Crier! Fight the power!
Very good. The Day of Judgment is here. The final fight between Luis, military paragon and one-man army, and the boy. The entire continent's eyes are on this battle, folks, and only one of them's walking.
Your Highness, you can...
Count Luis!
It looks to me like Luis hasn't even bothered to show.
Oh, there's no way he'd run away from this.
Whoa, over there! And so the leading candidate finally makes...
Luis.
The two titans of this race have finally come face. Adopted son of a minor nobleman, he rose to fame on his incredible suspected of attacking His Highness. He was denounced and cast down, but his name has... Then we have the Elden candidate. Though his identity is uncertain, his strength is undeniable. Through his campaign, we've seen his team flourish. Counting even the songstress Duke, the time has come to...
I have to commend you. A lesser man would have run. This all began with the king's failings. He was an unworthy ruler, and his incompetence bred the chaos that followed. You, who claim to be the prince, what do you believe the people seek in their king?
The intellect to resolve everything.
Can intellect alone protect the people? In the end, words are nothing against power. Now let me ask you, my gathered people, what is it that makes a king?
Power! My Lord Luis, kill him now! Only the strong can rule!
Your Highness, show us your power!
Young candidate, have you or your party any final speeches before the duel?
We have only one thing to say. Wake up! Luis's fair world is barbaric. A land where the strong prey on the weak. He promises protection, but he is the very man who would see you slain. Hear this! Luis ordered my home destroyed by a human? Are we a land of animals? Or are we a nation united in the protection of the weak, in raising up our neighbors?
He's the type of man who will kill anyone who gets in his way. If you crown him king, I know the country will burn. Rella said as much.
People, do not let your hearts falter. I desire but one thing, a world without inequality. And I shall gladly offer my shield to all of those who follow this ideal. Those who do not, however, will be slain without mercy or regret. It could not be simpler.
If your equality means you will sacrifice the people who need help most, then I deny your world!
So, you think you have the strength to protect the weak? Then prove to me these are more than empty words. Come then, and act your part in this showdown. I have a new world.
The time has come.
It's your call.
We're finishing this.
That
Right
helped.
now.
I owe you one.
That was helpful.
Scour!
Come, accept my challenge.
You're so holy.
Trivial. You've got a bunch of elements slowing you down, Captain. Lightning!
You're out of here.
Nice, Basilio.
Wind!
That's the thing, yeah. Don't mess with you. Cerberus!
I will annihilate you! I strike to kill! I strike to kill!
You've got a bunch of elements slowing you down, Captain.
Ah!
Hey, focus up, Basilio.
We can do this!
Gotta help us out.
I see. It would appear you have the metal to defend your claims. Can you endure it? I strike to kill! Come, accept my challenge.
I feel so slow.
I strike to kill! You won't! Now I strike to kill!
Juna, careful! It looks like you've got several ailments. Watch your back.
Yes, leave this to me.
Got it, boss.
Good! Very good. Yours is a worthy power. However... Magnificent! You truly have become more powerful. But I would expect no less of a remnant of humankind. You're a survivor of a lost tribe, aren't you?
Humankind?
Because he's elder, you would call him a monster!
You should know the truth by now. After all that time I allowed you to spend on that pagan island. History, as told by the Sanctus Church, is a fiction. No doubt you saw all the evidence of a truer history. One that told of ancient times where the land was ruled by a far different people.
You mean the legends according to the murals and ruins from the temple?
Yufa! Don't humor him!
But if that war between gods truly did come to pass...
Gods? How droll. They may have governed all things with works far beyond ours. But they were no gods. They were an ancient tribe unlike any other race, now lost. Wielders of true magic. The modern age saw them called Elder, shunned from our cities. But in their time, they were known as humankind.
I thought humans were those mad monsters. What are you trying to say now? Luis, you dog.
Your lies will soil His Highness's name no longer.
You believe it false? What would I stand to gain from lies?
Elda are actually humankind? Why wouldn't I know that?
Hear me! His appearance as a boy is mere trickery. In truth, he is humankind. He is kin to the feral monstrosities that roam this land, leaving carnage in their wake.
He doesn't know when to give up. No one would believe this madness.
No need to distress yourself. I'll show you. You, boy, who call yourself the prince. You...
Utopia!
What's happening?
What is him?
Witness the truth! Good people, you would know the identity of your would-be prince. Here he is!
It's a monster!
It's a human!
It's gone.
The truth of the humans is laid bare. They're no beasts, but another form of the Elder Tribe. Cast aside their guise with magic, and they reveal their true colors. He is no royalty, no boy, but a ruthless fiend intent on your throne!
It's not true! It has to be one of the Count's illusions!
What illusion? That's no prince! It's a monster! It'll kill us all! Run!
What has become of him?
It must be Luis's wicked magic. Yet, the aura of Magla, it's exactly like a human's.
He's not!
He's a human.
Hey! Snap out of it! You have to stop this! Ah!
Afraid. Be not afraid, child. 'Tis not thy true self. In this moment, thy mind is disturbed. The time has come. Thou must face the truth deepest within thee.
What's that about?
Remember again.
An ideal world. Even if reality crushes everything I believe in, even if my ideals languish, I know I can trust you to see them through. It's always been that way. Whenever my life's been the hardest, you are always there to help me through it. After all, you're mine.
Wake up!
Are you well?
I had a strange dream.
You seem coherent.
You had vast reserves of magic poured into you. He may be back with us, but without rest.
I will not.
It would appear the throne is now mine in every sense. Your vengeance is at hand. Will you not finally slay the monster and avenge...
Shut up!
Unfortunately, the prince is finished either way. Both this imposter and the true...
The true prince?
Bloody hell! Is that why he called it?
Your part in this has ended. Go where you wish, but I'd...
Seize the monster! I don't care if you have to kill it!
Attention now. How could you deceive us?
And you all along that filthy low...
We retreat to our gauntlet runner. We must find...
It won't be long until the entire kingdom hears of this mess. We've no safe haven left.
Gallica, we've only got one.
I know. We'll head to my home, and the prince's refuge.
Count Luis has saved the country!
Count Luis is our...
Sounds like we've got our next king.
Might as well fall in with him. He'll keep us...
No. That boy is no monster. I'm sure they'll be fine.
Luis! What the hell?
The flow of that evil Magla was surely born from Luis's
I'll remember that sight for the rest of my days.
Why?
It was more of a defeat than it was a departure. They board the gauntlet runner and rush from the capital. What more can they endure?
A hiding place for the elf?
We can marvel at it later. The mirror hasn't shown me anything for a while.
No. Luis's final words.
At first glance, it is but the observant may say the name of this, the ancient.
Can you walk, lad?
That's a relief.
Poor chap's even got me.
Hey. My mind just went blank. For a moment, I doubted you.
I don't blame you.
And here's hoping there can be no surprise.
But what a sea of trees. If we get lost...
I can sense a special barrier in...
Gallica, how fares his...
No. I checked...
Hurry.
Right. Everyone's...
All right, then. All right, then.
Huh? Who are you?
Are you all right?
The royal flower?
Something about this it is much like the altar of the dragon god.
Gallica.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, let...
So here you are at last.
Why?
How odd.
It was burned to the ground.
But why?
Thinking back now. It may have been...
Luis claimed that the Elden people were just enough.
They're not! Anyway, more than half of the villagers died in the fire. And those who survived were...
'Tis a shrewd ploy indeed, to hide in a place the enemy themselves sought.
Yes. What?
He draws no breath.
I recognize him. He was the associate of the first opera...
Gallica?
Yes! It's Pat...
Then we move.
this.
All right then. All right then.
Russell?
Huh? My word.
You were his high...
Hmm? I know but one red-dressed knight. Are you the royal? By the heavens. Then...
She's been helping us. Everyone here is a trusted ally.
Alas. Oh, what...
Russell, where is his highness?
A few days ago. I cannot tell you how long I had waited. It happened before we could fathom it. His Highness had only just regained consciousness since the curses lifted. We were horror-struck.
No.
The stranger was a master of magic.
Who was...
I don't know who the murderer was, but he cried his patron's name from the moment he appeared. I believe his sole purpose was to kill His Highness. As soon as the lifelight left...
An innocent boy. Twice tormented in the clutches of assassins.
Luis.
Please, Russell.
We've laid him in the prayer room for now.
You're coming. Aren't you, love?
I still can't...
I know.
Ah. I'd heard a rumor that there was a boy Cantis, just as Cinderella said. You're no scoundrel. Indeed. Strange. Something in you reminds me of His Highness.
Something wrong?
No. Well, I will go before you to the...
You going to stay?
No.
I'm a little worried.
It's nearly time. Long have I waited.
Pardon?
You must hurry. The time has come. All was for this day. There is still time.
Now what am I to do?
This way.
No. Your Highness.
why?
I didn't realize anyone still remained to weep over this child. Huh? Gallica! You've returned!
Milady Gruide. It's been a long time.
May I ask who this is?
She is the chiefess of this village. The Hermitess Gruide.
She was kind enough to shelter the entire organization when His Highness fled to these woods.
I can't believe he's gone. I'm just some parapus orphan from Muslims. I was never supposed to outlive any prince. Was he killed here?
No. It all happened in the bunk room in the back. We moved him here to the altar once all was quiet. I don't know if you'd believe me, but I received a revelation. Should the prince die, his body should be kept safe and still here until the rightful day comes, even if the boy is but a bastard sired by that despicable man. He is still Her Majesty's son.
Despicable? What, you mean the king? Wait, who's Her Majesty?
Do you know nothing of the child's mother? The boy was not brought across borders to us. He was born here, in the ancient sanctum. His mother was our past chiefess, the queen of our elder tribe. She was a flower amidst the forests, a woman of such beauty, grace, and kindness. She saved this child from the flames, and it cost her her life. Her death is on that man's hands. Like a piper, he wandered in and seduced the young queen with his idealistic tales. But he failed to protect his family and died powerless. The village was only set ablaze because the boy was in the way of the Sanctus Church's designs on the throne. And that insipid king could do nothing to stop them. But you see, this boy, His Highness the Prince, looks so much like Her Majesty. And so... You there, boy. Are you perhaps... No, it can't be. And yet...
Is something amiss, Milady Gruide? He is one of Gallica's allies. His loyalty stands with His Highness, and he has risked much in the prince's name.
Whoa! What's with the formal introduction? You were the one who gave us our orders in the first place.
Hurry.
Hey, are you okay?
The time has come. Here thou camest to the end of thy journey. This secret place was home to thee. Now remember thy path thus far. Walk thy life's road and see it anew. I have been waiting for thee to overcome thy trials. Long have I waited for thy return. Know this, his life is not yet ended.
What do you mean?
It all started on that ill-fated day when the usurper thought to extinguish his light. Before he fades away, recount all thou hast seen and felt, all thou hast gained in thy journey's course. Gallica and thee sought to take the head of Luis, but thy efforts came to naught. So, ye moved instead to join a tournament to decide the land's king.
In the prince's name.
Though thy plan was reckless, thou didst win the trust of the people by the support of peers and subjects alike. Thus, thou didst declare thyself the...
It was all for victory.
After overcoming many obstacles, thou didst finally lift the prince's curse. Yet by the cruel machinations of another...
He is no longer with us.
Thy sole mission was to save the prince. Bereft of him, thou hast no further reason to live.
That's not true.
If the prince is dead, wert thy efforts all for naught?
His will lives on.
So thy resolve is yet unbroken. He was consumed by the curse, and was taken by it. So from his earthly form, I extracted his soul, that he might travel the land in Odyssey. And thus his stilled sands began to flow. Thy journey hast taken thee far, and taught thee much. So now...
I'm the prince's...
Is that truly thy... To name but a few? Thy parents? Memories of... Yes. Thy memories begin the moment thou befriend the prince.
I don't have a past.
As I said, thou art a being of mine own create. 'Twas Gallica alone who the resistance laid their hopes upon all those days past. All thou hadst, all that had been bestowed, was a memory. Thy memories of youth in the prince's company, and the void enshrouding all else. Nay, the words of the prince in thy memory are unmistakable. The memories gained on thy journey, the friendships, all thy trials, all thy experiences, wert to prepare thee for...
My...
Accept the truth, and thou wilt...
Is that right?
So I bid thee answer my final question.
I am.
What is this? I feel a curious resonance.
Could this be? But how? Impossible.
Hey, what's going on?
What awaits us now?
Hark, life is not yet lost. Thou wert born apart from the prince's flesh, born of his desire to change the world. In his stead didst thou travel the world. Thou didst support his heart, and became his living fantasy. That is thy true self. Thou art everything the prince sought to be, his ideal. It all began with the novel in thy possession. Drawn by the divine relic, Magla coalesced into flesh, and flesh coalesced into form. The form of an elder, as I once was. Time hath come. Awaken, reborn anew. No more the prince's dream of utopia thou wouldst chase. Nay, but thine own.